Hello, am I audible? I render a delightful evening to the esteemed dignitaries on the dais and the participants. We are all gathered here on this virtual platform to witness the much-awaited finals of the third National Trial Advocacy Competition 2022, hosted by the Kerala Law Academy Law College, Perurkada, Trivandrum. The Kerala Law Academy is a first and long-standing private institution in the state. It is accredited by the Bar Council of India and affiliated to the University of Kerala. Established in 1966, the Kerala Law Academy is a seat of excellence in legal education, consultancy, research, and in pioneering law reforms. This trial advocacy competition is designed to raise the knowledge of criminal law jurisprudence while also offering a forum for advocacy and other related skills. Now, I would like to officially welcome the esteemed dignitaries on the dais who have been gracious enough to judge the finals in midst of their hectic schedule. First, we have with us Advocate Shastamangalam Ajit Kumar sir. He is an advocate specializing in criminal trial and appeals. He was the standing counsel of CBI in the High Court of Kerala. He was also the special prosecutor of Customs and DRI. Now, he is an eminent advocate with 4 decades of experience. Thank you for your presence, sir. I welcome you into this function. Now, with immense gratitude, I would like to welcome Advocate Dilip Satyan sir. He is a distinguished personality with an array of experience in the field of law. He has represented multiple high-profile cases, and it is a privilege to have you, sir. Finally, I would like to welcome Advocate Vineet Kumar sir, senior criminal lawyer and special public prosecutor. His vast advocacy skills and knowledge will definitely prove useful to our participants. We are honored to have your esteemed presence here, sir. I take this opportunity to once again welcome the dignitaries to this competition. Now, with the judges' permission, shall we move on with the finals?
Yes.
Thank you, sir.
Participants and judges may please note, I'm going to read out the rules. The total allotted time for the session will be 2 hours. When each side finishes their respective time, the court officer will be giving a verbal intimation of the same. The participants are to keep the video on at all times. If the judges and participants are ready, shall we proceed to the opening statements?
Yes, you can proceed.
We'll now be starting with the opening statements. Each team will have 2 minutes for their opening statements. The prosecution may begin.
The counsel seeks permission to approach the bench.
Yes.
The counsel, much obliged. The counsel seeks permission to collectively address this bench as your honors. Your honor.
Yes.
Much obliged, Your Honor. Your Honors, for the ease of the court, the present counsel will be delving into the opening statement as well as the examination in chief, whereas Speaker 1, that is TCG1, will be dealing with the cross-examination and arguments. If it may please Your Honors, the counsel for the prosecution in the case of State of Kerala versus Pradeep Damodaran in the Ernakulam Sessions Court would like to proceed with our opening statement as per Section 226 under the jurisdiction of Section 177 and 209. Your Honor, on 27 September 2021, a tragic and brutal murder was reported to the police by Mr. Alex Jacob. The victim, namely Nisha, was seen lying dead in a pool of blood. On further investigation and discovery of various facts and evidence, the police came to the point that Mr. Pradeep Damodaran, the accused in whose house Nisha's mother Indra used to work at as a domestic help, is responsible for the murder as per all the circumstantial evidence that we will bring forth in today's proceedings. Your Honor, it has been known through the investigation that Pradeep Damodaran had malicious intent towards Nisha. Your Honor, the very choice of Nisha not to have sexual relations with Pradeep led to the anger that later became the motive and that led to the commission of this heinous crime. In the course of the trial, the prosecution will present the material evidence and witnesses to prove so as to the guilt of the accused. The prosecution will present the following witnesses. Court witness 5, Leela, as court witness 4, Indra, as prosecution witness 1, court witness 5, Leela, as prosecution witness 2, court witness 14, Rajesh, the inspector in this case, as prosecution witness 3, court witness 3, Soman, as prosecution witness 4, court witness 7, Ashokan, as prosecution witness 5, Court Witness 9, Stephen as Prosecution Witness 6, Court Witness 10, Dr. Jamila as Prosecution Witness 7, Court Witness 12, Cyber Inspector Rakesh as Prosecution Witness 8, and finally Court Witness 11, Dr. Vishnu as Prosecution Witness 9. Much obliged, Your Honor.
The counsel, on behalf of the defense, seeks the permission to contractually address the bench as Your Honor.
Carry on.
Much obliged, Your Honor. Your Honor, the counsel, on behalf of the defendant, likes to believe that the opening statement made by the prosecution is eloquent and fascinating. Every word that the prosecution uttered, we believe the thing is true. But we must not also forget that prosecution is not a witness. All the prosecution knows is what the witnesses have told them. And it is today that we have to evaluate what the witnesses are telling is true or false. The case of the prosecution is rushed through investigation and is haphazard and failed to take note of how series of events truly transpired. In order to suit their narrative, they have picked Pradeep and painted him as the accused. The prosecution did not discharge their burden of finding out who is the actual accused, the killer of Nisha, and arrested accused without appreciating the evidences properly. This can be clearly seen in the unwarranted phase that they were in shutting the case at the earliest, conducting the investigation with no proper, not a proper way, and there's an absence of procedural or as laid down. The defense is extremely saddened and offers condolences to their gone soul and her family. But the gone soul cannot come back and depose before the court as to who killed her. But the defense today will prove in this trial that the accused certainly did not kill her. The defense will prove that the accused is being falsely targeted and being trapped in this case. Your Honor, the Honorable Bench possesses exclusive and invincible power in judging what the law is and is free in determining them. Considering the fact in the scale of justice, the defense counsel requests the bench to presume the innocence of this accused. With this, the defense rests their opening statements. Much obliged, Your Honor.
With the judge's kind permission, shall we begin the prosecution witness examination?
Yes.
Thank you, sir. Prosecution, you'll have 20 minutes for chief examination and the defense will have 30 minutes for cross-examination. The
Much
chief
obliged.
examination and cross-examination will take simultaneously one after the other. After chief examination of each witness, we'll have the cross-examination immediately. The prosecution may proceed.
Much obliged. Proceeding under section 137 for the examination chief, I would like to call upon prosecution witness 1, that is Indira, in front of the court. Indira, are you here?
Indra will join you in a minute.
No problem.
Am I audible?
Yes.
CW4 Indira, please repeat after me.
Okay.
I shall state only the truth,
I shall state only the truth,
the whole truth,
the whole truth,
and nothing but the truth.
and nothing but the truth.
Indira, could you just tell us your relation to the case and your relation to the victim in this case?
I'm Indira. I'm the mother of the victim, Nisha. I'm 55 years old and I work as the domestic helper in the house of Ambika and Damodaran, the son of accused.
All right. Could you tell us, briefly about your whereabouts when this incident occurred?
Okay. I was at the house of Damodaran and Ambika and I was working till 7 when I left after 7:15 p.m. and I reached my home around 7:45 p.m. and the house was seen locked from the inside. So I called Nisha and I also knocked at the door, but there was no reply. So I called her over her mobile phone. Then also there was no reply. So I started getting panicked and I started crying out loud. Ward counselor Alex Jacob, hearing my cries, came to me. He then looked through the back window and in the torchlight, he saw that my daughter was lying in a pool of blood. He informed me this and I fell unconscious. I do not know what happened later on.
All right. Could you also briefly touch some light upon the relationship, if you had any idea about between Nisha and Pradeep?
As far as I know, Nisha used to clear her doubts with Pradeep on my watch at Pradeep's house sometimes. And a few weeks before she died, around 3 weeks before she died, I saw she getting panicked and stressed when she received his calls. And sometimes she also never attended his calls. When I asked her, she just said that it was nothing, but it was clearly seen that she was very upset and stressed about his calls.
All right. Could you briefly explain about your relationship with the Damodarans?
I had a very formal employer-employee relationship with Damodaran and Ambika.
So, what kind of things did you ever borrow from them?
No, I never borrowed anything from them. No.
All right. Okay. Could you also just briefly touch upon any aspects of the investigation and anything other than that happened to you later on the next day?
Yeah, on the next day, the police came to my house and on search, they found my daughter's mobile phone. And while cutting grass, they found a knife. They took them both and my mobile phone to custody. Thereafter, the police took me to the medical college Kamaleshwaram, and around 11:30 a.m., my daughter's body was given to me after postmortem.
All
Her
right.
body was cremated on the public crematorium around 3 p.m. that day.
All right. Thank you so much. I believe I'm done with the examination in chief of Indira. She's open to cross-examination.
Your Honor, the counsel seeks permission to proceed with the cross.
Okay.
Much obliged, Your Honor. Firstly, the defense counsel offer their condolences for the demise of your daughter, Ms. Indra. Yes, to begin with the cross. You are working as a domestic helper in Ambika's house since the past 7 years, right?
Yes.
Yeah. Both Pradeep and Nisha was science students, right?
Could you please repeat the question?
Both Pradeep and Nisha are science students, right?
Yeah, both were students.
And Pradeep used to help Nisha with doubts in study, right?
Yes.
Your Honor, please take a note of this fact that Pradeep was helping Nisha with doubts in study. Yeah. And Pradeep and Nisha were close to one another, right?
No, they were not that close. No.
Moving on to the next question. Did Nisha share with you that she's being asked with sexual favors by Pradeep?
No, she never mentioned anything about that.
You said, in your chief said that you have sent something, disturbing or worrying Nisha. What is that you have sensed it?
I sensed that in weeks prior to her death, she used to receive calls from Pradeep and she was clearly upset and stressed about the calls. But when I asked her about this, she said it was nothing, but she was pretty panicky about the calls.
Moving on to the next question. So you doubted that Pradeep was the one, is in the calls because of which your daughter is disturbed, right?
Can you please repeat the question once again?
That you sensed that it was Pradeep on the calls that made Nisha feel disturbed. It was
Yes.
Pradeep, right?
Yes, it was Pradeep.
Your Honor, yeah, yes. And even after knowing that it was Pradeep, you continued to be working as their maid in the house, where you thought that your daughter was unsafe with that people. Did you continue working even after that?
Yes, I continued working. Yes.
Your Honor, please take a note of the fact that she continued working even after sensing the discomfort in her daughter. Yeah. Moving on to the next question. Was there any instance where you stopped Nisha from approaching Pradeep?
Yeah, after I saw her getting clearly uncomfortable, the
Please
call.
answer it in yes, yes or no, so
Yes.
that the court's time is safe. Yeah. Yeah. So you meant to say that you stopped Nisha.
Yeah, I sort of asked her. Yes.
Yes. Okay. Fine. You heard that Pradeep had killed your daughter, right? You heard it.
Can you please repeat the question?
Uh, okay. Let me rephrase it. Did you see Pradeep killing Nisha?
Pradeep?
Killing, assassinating Nisha.
No, I haven't seen that. No.
Your Honor, please take a note of this fact that she did not observe Pradeep killing Nisha. Yeah. Moving on to the next question. Where were you until 7:45, Ms. Indira?
Before 7:45, I was working over at Damodaran and Ambika's house.
Yeah, right. you borrowed the knife from Ambika on 26th September, right?
No, I haven't borrowed any knife. Nothing.
Moving on to the next question. You're being looked after by the ward counselor Alex Jacob, right? After the
Yeah.
demise of this is for the cross-examination by this counsel, Your Honor. I would request my co-counsel to proceed with the rest of cross questions.
So, Miss Indira, you mentioned that you never borrowed the knife. So, are there any instances that you borrowed in previous years subsequently? Not this time, but you never borrowed, not even
No.
once till now.
No, I haven't borrowed anything from the house. No.
Okay. So you tell me what you said that she was very uncomfort and she was very panicky, etc., etc. So what do you think? Why was she uncomfort?
I don't know. When I asked her about it, she said that it was nothing.
So you then didn't try to know much about it?
Yeah, I asked her continuously, but she kept on saying that it was nothing.
Did you are there any instances that you spoke with Ambika about this, because she's your employer, right?
Yes, no, I haven't spoken to her. No.
Did you at least say to Pradeep about this, that don't be in contact with my child karke?
No, I have not.
So you did not say to anyone, even though you found her a very dull, panicky, nervous, etc., etc.
No, I haven't. No.
Okay, did you say? Okay, that's all for the cross, Your Honor.
Your Honor, now the counsel for prosecution side would like to call upon prosecution witness 2, that is Leela, to the stand. And Your Honor, may the counsel also request that from here on, all the witnesses may be presumed to be under oath, if possible, for the paucity of time.
Yeah, yes. That is
Much obliged, Your Honor. Leela, could you please come to the stand?
Yes.
All right, Leela. I'll ask you briefly a few questions. First of all, could you just let us know what you were doing around 5:30 on that day?
I was just cleaning my surroundings. I was standing at the gate of my house.
All right. And what did you witness on that day?
I witnessed a person coming towards Indira's house. He came in and he knocked the door. Indira's daughter, Nisha, opened the door. Both of them spent a moment together outside, and then they went inside and they locked the door from inside. And approximately after 15 minutes, I saw the same person coming from the back side of the house. I saw him clearly and I made an eye contact with him. Then he started walking fast and disappeared among the adjacent rubber plantations.
All right, perfectly fine. Could you describe your relationship with Lata?
Nothing much, just she's my neighbor, that's it.
All right. And could you just clarify for the court your relationship with Indra and Nisha?
Same, they are my neighbors, that's it.
All right. So what else did you notice about the man that you saw on that day?
Nothing special. I just saw him coming through the front door and getting out through the back side of the house.
So did you notice his clothes?
Yes.
So could you expand on that for the court, please?
Yes, he was wearing a yellow t-shirt and blue pants.
All right. I believe I'm done with the chief examination in chief of the present witness. Much obliged, Your Honor.
Your Honor,
Cross.
may we proceed with the cross?
cross.
Much obliged, Your Honor. So, Miss Leela, how old are you?
I'm 40.
40 years. Okay. Do you have any specs?
No.
No. Okay. Could you explain it to the court about your vision? Is it very good even in this stage of yours?
I'm sorry?
Is your vision, your eye vision, even very good at this age of 40?
Yes. It's completely fine.
So you could observe the objects even from a distance, right?
Yes.
Suggest, yeah. Your Honor, please take a note of this fact that she could observe objects even if they are from a distance. Moving on to the next question. Since how many years are you residing in this Kamleshwaram locality?
Around 6 months or so.
6 months or so. Did you ever saw Pradeep entering the locality?
No.
No, okay. And Pradeep used to come to Nisha's house to help her with her studies, right?
I'm not aware of that.
You're not aware. Fine. Moving on to the next question. Did you have any fight with Lata in the recent times?
I'm sorry.
Did you have any fight, or did you pick any fight with Lata in the recent times?
No.
And you and Lata were told by Indra that Pradeep was a nice guy, right?
I'm sorry, I don't understand the question.
You and Lata, your neighbor Lata, as you pointed out, were told by Indra that Pradeep is a nice guy, right?
No, not really.
Do you mean to say that you were not told by them?
No, I was not told by them.
But Lata said that Indra told you that he was a nice guy. Why do you think would Lata be lying to the court? Lata be lying?
Your Honor, this is an irrelevant question to the current witness. We don't have any information on why Lata said anything.
Okay. Moving on to the next question.
Yes, that
You
question
saw the
is declined.
Yeah, indeed, Your Honor. Thanks. We are obliged for the clarification provided. Ma'am, are you disposing before the court everything that the prosecution have asked you to?
Sorry.
Ma'am, are you telling the court what all prosecution
Objection,
have
Your
asked
Honor.
you?
Insulting question.
Your Honor, it is in no way insulting. We were just asking the clarification. Let the witness speak, Your Honor.
The question is unwanted.
Oh, okay. Maybe proceed.
If you want to get something, you can elicit from the cross-examination,
Oh,
not by asking direct questions.
oh, okay. No. Moving on to the next question. You saw the person from a distance of 50 meters, right?
Yes.
Yeah. It was the first time that you saw the person in his 20s rushing from the back door, right? It was
Yes.
the first time.
Yes.
Then you could you please explain how come you're so sure that the person was Pradeep?
I'm not sure that the person was Pradeep.
Your Honor, please take a note of this fact that the witness is not sure if the person is Pradeep or not. Moving on to the
Objection,
next
Your
question.
Honor. Moulding the facts. She already mentioned that she didn't knew him.
Your Honor, we were just ascertaining the question whether she saw.
Question is allowed. You can move to the next question.
Much obliged, Your Honor. So, Miss Leela, you did not see Pradeep killing Nisha, right? You only saw a person escaping from the back door, right?
Yes.
Yeah. Your Honor, please take a note of the fact that Leela personally, with her eyes, did not witness Pradeep killing Nisha, Your Honor. Yeah. Moving on to the next question.
This particular counsel, this particular case is totally rested on the circumstantial evidence. There is no case for the prosecution that anyone has seen the case.
Your Honor, your voice is not audible. It's getting cut.
I was just reminding the counsel that this particular case, what I understand, that is totally rested on the circumstantial evidence, and there is no case for the prosecution that someone has seen the instance. Okay, so it is an irrelevant question.
We would like to move ahead with the other questions, Your Honor. May we proceed ahead with the cross, Your Honor?
Yes, you can.
Much obliged, Your Honor.
Please.
Ma'am, did you observe any blood stains on the clothes of the person moving away from the window?
I didn't notice it.
Okay. We request the court to acknowledge the fact that the witness did not see any blood stains on the clothes of the person moving away. Moving on to the next question. Could you please tell the color of clothes of the person you saw escaping is wearing?
He was wearing a yellow t-shirt and blue pants.
It was answered in chief.
Yeah. Ma'am, did you not find anything suspicious when you saw a person running from the rear window?
No.
You did not find anything suspicious?
No.
Okay. Your Honor, please take a note for the fact that she did not find anything suspicious. Yeah. Also, could you please clarify to the court at which attempt you identified that the person was Pradeep in the test identification barrel?
The very first attempt.
Yeah. Were there any further attempts made by you to identify the accused?
No.
It was only one time that you have identified the person to be the accused, right?
Yes.
Your Honor, please take a note of the fact that it was only once that she identified that the person is accused. That's it for the cross of Ms. Leela, Your Honor. The witness stands excused.
Your Honor, I'd like to call upon Inspector Rajesh, prosecution witness 3 for the examination in chief. I presume to be under oath. Inspector Rajesh.
Yes.
Could you please move to the, all right. Since Inspector Rajesh is presumed to be under oath, Inspector Rajesh, I will be showing you a few things. Could you just identify them for us so as to, mark them as evidence for the courtroom, for the perusal of the court, for the bench present. All right, researcher, could you please show us the FIR? All right. Could you identify this FIR for us, Inspector Rajesh?
Yeah, this was written by me.
All right. Please, court, mark this as material evidence 1 for the courtroom. Also, researcher, kindly refer to the inquest report.
Is the document is to be marked as material object or exhibit?
Material evidence.
Or as exhibits?
They're exhibits and I'm marking them as material evidence. With their documents. Referring to the inquest report, can you identify this for us?
Yeah, this was also written by me.
All right. Could you tell us who made the inquest report?
The inquest report was prepared by ASA Rajashekharan under my instruction.
All right. Could you please, courtroom, please mark this as, mark exhibit 13 as material evidence 2. Kindly show the photo of the body also for the perusal of the court, researcher. All right. Can you identify this body for us?
Yeah. This was how Nisha was lying.
All right. So this is exhibit 3. Mark it as material evidence 3, Your Honor. And proceeding to the knife, the photo of the knife. Kindly send us to the photo of the knife. Your Honor, Rajesh, could you identify this for the courtroom?
This was a knife which we recovered from the window backside of Nisha's house.
All right. This is exhibit 12. Your Honor, we'd like to mark it as material object 1. Proceeding to Nisha's phone. Could we get a photo of Nisha's phone? This is exhibit 11. Could you identify this for us?
Yeah, we found Nisha's phone from a drawer inside Nisha's home.
All right. We'd like to identify this photo as a material object 3. And we also want to move to the T-shirt that was found with the blood stains. This is exhibit 9. Can you identify this T-shirt for us?
Yeah, Pradeep, show us where this T-shirt was buried, and we recovered this T-shirt along with the pants from a banana plantation.
Right. Also, we would like to proceed to Pradeep's phone also, just to be clear.
This was searched and seized from his home.
All right. So this is material object 3 and recovery, and the T-shirt in this case would be material object 4 for the perusal of the court. And the pants in this case, can you identify these pants, the exhibit 10?
Yeah, this was also one of the recovery objects that we found from a banana plantation.
All right. So we'd like to mark this as material object 5, Your Honor. And coming to the final report, which is the charge sheet, could we have that on the screen as well? All right. Can you affirm this for us?
Yeah, this final report was prepared by me.
All right, perfect. So we'd like to mark this as material evidence 6 in this case. Your Honor, we have marked all the required evidence for considering Inspector Rajesh. Just as a precursor, could you tell us about the investigation that you held on 28th September, the day after?
On 28th morning, 8 a.m., we started the investigation. By 8:30, we prepared a grass cutter called Soman. While he was clearing grasses and bushes, he found a knife. He informed that to one of the police officers, and we collected it as a first MO1, the knife, which we assumed that was used to kill Nisha. While searching for the structure it was made, it was concluded that it was a locally made knife, and we started to search for blacksmith in and around Kamleshwaram. And a person named Ashogan was identified to be the blacksmith of that knife. There was also a inscription called D.D in the knife, where after questioning him, he stated that the knife was a custom made for D. Damodaran, one of the businessmen of that area.
All right. Just as as an end to this, we'll also show you the maps that were prepared at your behest, and we'd like to mark them as material evidence 4 and 5 after your confirmation, of course. Could you identify these maps for us? This is the first map of the locality and the other map also. Could you identify these maps for us?
Yeah, both the maps were prepared by my request by a village officer.
So, all right. So these in our records, there'll be material evidence 4 and 5 for the perusal. Just to repeat, the FIR is material evidence 1, inquest, material evidence 2, photo of body, material evidence 3, maps, material evidence 4 and 5, knife, material object 1, Nisha's phone, material object 2, Pradeep's phone, material object 3, recovery of the t-shirt, material object 4, pants, material object 5, the final report, material evidence 6. I believe we're done with the examination in chief of the Inspector Rajesh. Now we'd like to proceed, of course. They're open for cross.
The council seeks permission for cross, Your Honor.
Yes.
Much obliged, Your Honor. So, officer, was the investigation done by you personally, or were subordinates were also involved in the investigation?
Me, along with my ASI and other police officer, were involved in this examination.
Yes. Officer, you have conducted the investigation properly and attached every report to the charge sheet, right?
Yes.
Yes. Could you please then show to the court as to where were the reports relating to the forensic and mobile call details attached from the charge sheet that, Your Honor, the council seeks permission for the exhibition of final charge sheet.
Objection, Your Honor. This is not mentioned in the prop sheet.
Your Honor, the council is asking that they have said that the investigation has been done properly. So we were asking for the DNA reports, the forensic reports.
Objection, Your Honor, going beyond the fact sheet of this competition.
No, cross examination can be conducted on that point also for the defense counsel. You may proceed.
Witness, could you please show it to the court whether where are the forensic examination reports?
All the related documents regarding the final charge sheet has been attached to the final charge sheets and been submitted to the court itself.
Your Honor, please note the fact that the investigation officer failed to attach forensic reports and call details to the charge sheet, Your Honor. Please take a note of this. Okay. Moving on to the next question. Ambika, Pradeep, and Damodaran, all three of them were taken into the police custody by you, right?
Yes.
Officer, could you please explain why is that Ambika taken into custody when you have recovered the knife with inscription DD on it? It was only Damodaran's name present, and you thought that Pradeep was the main, you suspected Pradeep. And why is that Ambika was taken into custody?
Even though the description is named for D. Damodaran, Ambika is a wife of D. Damodaran. That's the reason why we questioned the family.
Okay. Did you not think that taking Ambika into custody would be a duress on the for the accused?
I'm sorry, please, can you please repeat the question?
Did you not think that taking Ambika into custody would prove to be a duress for the accused?
No, we thought Ambika would be helpful in any way, so we questioned Ambika.
Moving on to the next question. Did you recover the footprints on the banana plantations, officer?
No.
Your Honor, please take a note of this fact that the officer did not take the footprints from the banana plantations. Okay, proceeding to the next question. Did you recover the shovel with which the pit was dug to bury the clothes? Did you recover it?
No.
Your Honor, please also take off a note that shovel has not been recovered by the investigation officer. Okay. It was under 161 statement that the confession of the accused has been recorded, right?
Yes.
Yeah. Officer, did you not think that it would be your moral obligation to get the, to get the confession recorded under 164 through the magistrate, which I mean?
There were no magistrate at the present time, so we recorded the voluntary confession of Pradeep.
Do you mean to say that you were not aware of the magistrate itself?
No,
And
magistrate was not there at the moment. He was busy with some of the professional work. So only we were there. That's the reason why we recorded the statements.
Your Honor, please also take a note of this fact that the witness is suggesting that the magistrate was busy and therefore a 164 statement could not be recorded. Moving on to the next question. Is that where is the what is the place of where the confession of the accused was recorded? Was it in the police station?
Yeah, it was in police station.
Officer, did you not make attempts to get the confession recorded in the home itself? I mean, the house of Damodaran. Why did you not make an attempt? They belong to a reputed family in the society. Did you not make any attempts to get the confession recorded in the home itself?
Objection, Your Honor. Irrelevant question.
Your Honor, the question is irrelevant.
No, you can ask the question. Ask.
Much obliged for providing it, Your Honor. Your Honor, please take a note of the fact that while there being a probability of the confession being recorded under home, no attempt was made by the investigation officer to get the confession recorded in the place called home, and it was only in police custody that the confession was made. Proceeding to the next question. How many people did you investigate before finally arresting the accused Pradeep?
We have investigated the neighbors of Nisha, Pradeep's family. Yeah, that's it.
But they also got taken into police custody before finally arresting Pradeep in the case?
Only Pradeep and his family were taken to custody for questioning. Others were we recorded the statement on the spot itself.
Your Honor, please take a note of this fact that it was only Pradeep and his family that were taken into custody, police custody, and not other suspected people in this case. That's it from this counsel, Your Honor. My co-counsel, the witness stands excused here. That's it for the cross of investigation officer, Your Honor.
Your Honor, for my examination in chief, I'd like to call upon prosecution witness 4, that is Soman, to the stand, presumed to be under oath, of course. Soman, could you please approach the stand? Thank you. Soman, we'll just show you the picture of a knife and we'd like you to identify it for us and, of course, provide the circumstances around it also, if possible. Could you identify this knife for us?
Yes, it was a knife that I found on that day.
Okay, could you expand on that perhaps?
There was an inscription in the blade DD in it.
Okay, and where did you find it?
It was lying beneath the bush on the backside of the house near the window.
Okay. All right, Your Honor, I believe I'm done with the examination in chief of the current witness. I'd like to call upon Ashokan, prosecution witness 5, to the stand now. Thank you so much. My apologies. Of course. Now the witness is open for cross-examination, of course.
So, Mr. Soman, can you see us the blade dimensions that you found?
It was having a 72-inch long blade and a 4-inch long handle.
Okay, thank you. That's it for cross-examination.
Your Honor, another question from this counsel. May we be permitted?
The cross-examination is not over?
No, Your Honor. One more question from this counsel.
Yes. Witness is there. You can ask.
Much obliged, Your Honor, for granting permission. Could you please tell where was the inscription? Where did you observe the inscription DD made? It was whether was it in the handle or was it on the blade?
It was on the blade.
Your Honor, please take a note of the fact that Soman indicates that the inscription was on the blade and not the handle. However, facts suggest otherwise and the exhibit also.
Your Honor, I'd like to just point this out, as I believe this is a misunderstanding based on the prop. We also had received an outdated version of the prop earlier, which had one on the handle, but it had been soon corrected. And this has been approved by the organizers of the event as well, who can clarify this doubt for us. So the actual version of the prop has the inscription on the blade now. It has been corrected.
Your Honor, that which the prosecution has showed has its inscription on the blade. Please to confirm the host. May we get any clarification on this point?
Okay, you can proceed with the cross examination.
Yeah, that's it for the cross for this witness, Your Honor. The witness stands excused.
Your Honor, I'd like to proceed with prosecution witness 5, Ashokan, and I'd like to call them presumed to be on oath on the stand. Researcher, could you just show the knife again? Ashokan, could you just identify this knife for us? Could you tell us something about it?
Yes, this is the knife. I made it for the Damodaran.
Okay, you made it for the Damodaran. How many of such knives did you make?
I think it is 3.
All right. I believe I'm done with the examination in chief of the present witness. They're open for cross-examination. Much obliged, Your Honor.
Your Honor, may we proceed to the cross of Ashokan?
Yes.
Much obliged, Your Honor. So, Mr. Ashokan, you in your 161 statement said that you think that no other blacksmith is having this habit of putting identification marks on knife, right? You said you think, right?
Could you please repeat the question?
So, witness, let me get to you. You, in your 161 statement, I mean, the statement you made to the police said that you think, I repeat the word think, that no other blacksmith in the town is having the habit of putting identification marks on the knife, right? You said you think.
Yes, yes.
Your Honor, please make sure of the fact that Ashokan only thinks and is not sure of this fact, whether any other blacksmith in the town has this habit of inscribing things on the knives. That's it for the cross-examination of Ashokan, Your Honor. The witness stands excused.
Ashokan, there is a court question. How long you have been in this profession, in this job?
It is more than 20 years.
The one material object you have just identified, whether is it called a chopper or a knife?
It is a chopper. No, sorry, it is a knife.
Do you know the distinction between a chopper and knife you make?
Difference is that its sharpness and the size.
Okay, call the next witness.
Your Honor, I'd like to call upon prosecution witness 6, that is Stephen, presumed to be under oath, of course, for my examination in chief.
Which witness?
Stephen. I'd like to call upon Stephen to the bench. Stephen, could you highlight to the court the events of 28th September and how you were involved?
I'm Stephen. I'm a wards member at Kamaleshwaram, and on the 28th, I was called as a recovery witness by the Inspector Police of Kamaleshwaram, and he gave me a written request for it. And when I got there around 2 o'clock, somewhere around that time, Pradeep led us to the banana plantation, to the exact spot where he had buried the witness, which included a yellow t-shirt and a blue pants, both of which had blood stains on them.
All right. So could you clarify for the court your presence there?
I was a recovery witness, and I was asked to just clarify and be a witness to the things that happened. And I also signed a report on the spot at the plantation after it had happened.
All right. All right. I believe I'm done with the examination in chief of the present witness. Open to cross-examination.
Your Honor, may we proceed with the cross?
Yes.
Much obliged, Your Honor. So only one question to you, witness. How many times before did you act as a witness before the police to the act of recovery?
This is the first time that I had to act as a witness.
Okay, that's it for the cross of this witness, Your Honor. Witness stands excused.
Thank you.
Your Honor, I'd like to call upon Dr. Jamila for the examination in chief, prosecution witness 7, presumed to be under oath, of course. All right, Dr. Jamila, I'll be showing you a document. You just have to ascertain for the court and recognize it for us. Dr. Jamila,
Yes.
could you identify this document for us?
Yes, this is the postmortem certificate of Nisha.
All right, could you tell us when you made it?
On 28, the postmortem proceedings was on 28/9/2021, and it was made 2 days after, and it was forwarded to the inspector of Kamleshwaram police station.
All right, I believe I'd like to mark this piece of evidence as material evidence 7 for the perusal of the courtroom. This is exhibit 14, and I'd like to mark it as material evidence 7. Now I'd like to declare that this witness is done with the examination in chief, open to cross-examination. Much obliged, Your Honor.
Your Honor, may we proceed with the cross?
Yes.
Much obliged, Your Honor. So, Dr. Jamila, could you explain the cause of death?
The cause of death was an incision wound on the left side of the front of the neck. It dimensions 2.8 centimeter length, 1 centimeter breadth, and 2.1 centimeter depth. And this wound has gone so into the fatal areas of the neck, and it cut the jugular vein, which is the major blood vessel of the neck and head region, and which has further led to severe hemorrhage, and which has further led to the death of the person.
So, witness, there was no signs of sexual assault that you found while examining the body, right?
Yes, there was no signs of sexual assault.
Your Honor, please take a note of this fact that there were no signs of sexual assault that were being found on the body. So yeah, that's it for the from my side, Your Honor. That's it. The witness stands excused, Your Honor.
Dr. Jamila, so there is a court question. What kind of the injury you have noted in the postmortem certificate exhibit, please, sir?
It was basically an incision.
Basically an incision. Is it a stab injury noted in your postmortem certificate used by this chopper? Is it possible? The stab injury you have noted in your postmortem certificate signed by you.
Yes.
Is it possible to have inflicted such a stab injury with this weapon?
Yes, it is possible to inflict a stab injury with this weapon.
With this weapon?
Yes.
Is it have you been shown this particular weapon to you by the investigating officer in this case?
Yes, it has been shown.
Is it a chopper or a knife?
I believe it's a kind of a machete. I'm
Machete.
not so good at this, so.
Okay, carry on.
Your Honor, I'd like to call upon Cyber Inspector Rakesh as prosecution witness 8, presumed to be under oath. Inspector Rakesh. Inspector Rakesh, could you just discuss your findings in your report?
Yeah. I have received 2 sealed packets, MO2 and MO3. MO2 was a mobile phone registered in the name of Nisha Indira, and MO3 was a mobile phone registered in the name of Pradeep Damodaran. And I checked the call detail, and I found that on 27 September 2021 at 5:05 p.m. there was a call from Pradeep Damodaran's phone to Nisha Indira's phone, which was answered by Nisha. Then after that, at 7:55 p.m., there came another call to Nisha's phone from her mother Indira, but that call was left unattended.
All right, I believe I'm done with the examination in chief of the present witness. Open for cross.
So, Mr. Rakesh, did you check all the call records, previous call records, everything?
Yeah, there were only these 2 calls on that day.
Oh, not on that day. Because witness Indira told that Pradeep used to call him before also. So were there any calls before that day from Pradeep to Nisha?
Yeah, there were calls from Pradeep to Nisha.
Yeah. So did you check these previous call records?
Yeah, there were calls from Pradeep to Nisha on previous days also.
Yeah. So did you check? Yes or no? I just want your answer. Yes or no?
Yes.
Did you check? Okay.
Yes.
So did you provide the documents to the investigation officer?
Yes.
Okay. So you did provide the previous call documents to investigating officer, right?
Yes.
Okay. Your Honor, please make this point that Rakesh, sir, he provided previous call records to the investigating officer, but where none of them were attached to the main charge sheet. Thank you, Your Honor.
The witness stands excused.
If I may proceed with the chief examination, I'd like to call upon Dr. Vishnu as prosecution witness 9 to the stand, presumed to be under oath. Dr. Vishnu, please expand on the findings of this case as per you that are relevant to the case.
Sure. I was presented with 3 material objects, MO1, MO6, and MO7. MO1 was a knife, MO6 was a yellow color t-shirt, and MO7 was a blue jeans pant. And I got blood stains from all the 3 objects. I matched it with the known DNA of the victim in this case, and I found that both the DNAs were matching, and thus I reached the conclusion that the blood stains on all the 3 objects belong to Nisha.
All right, Your Honor, I believe I'm done with the examination in chief of the present witness. I open them for cross examination.
Your Honor, may we proceed with the cross?
Yes.
Much obliged, Your Honor. Yeah. Did you provide the reports of forensic examination witness to the police?
Yes.
Yes. Your Honor, please take a note of this fact. The reports of forensic examination were provided by the witness. Also,
please take, you don't have to repeat the answer, okay? You move to the next question.
Yeah. Moving on to the next question. Could you explain the cause of death of Nisha?
Actually, I'm not the expert in that area.
That's it from my side, Your Honor. My co-counsel wishes to
So Dr. Vishnu, so while examining all the exhibits and everything, material evidences, did you not find any fingerprints?
Actually, I have looked for fingerprints, but no fingerprints were there. So I think, in my opinion, I think that gloves may be used by the one who used these objects.
All the objects, do you mean?
Sorry, can you please?
All the objects whichever are taken into exhibits, all the objects, do you think?
Yes, for MO1, MO6, and MO7, I looked for fingerprints, but no fingerprints were traced.
Okay, thank you. That's it. That's it for cross.
Your Honor, if I may, if in the time that I have left, may I call for the re-examination of prosecution witness 2, that is Leela?
You'd like to examine Leela?
Re-examine Leela.
What is the purpose?
Just to clarify on some important aspects of the citing on 27th.
There was time at the time when the cross-examination used for re-examination time was there.
Yes, Your Honor. I believe I wanted to go through all the witnesses that we had for chief examination and then proceed to the re-examination.
Have you completed your witnesses?
Yes, Your Honor. This was the last of our witnesses. This was the last chief witness. In the best interest of justice, I believe that re-examination is.
I would like to know the opinion of my brother judges.
No problem, Your Honor.
I don't think that can be permitted.
All right, Your Honor.
Because you had an opportunity for re-examination, you did not do that. Nor did you ask for deferring the re-examination. Although there is no provision for deferring the re-examination, you never asked for that. And now also you don't come out with the reason or a cause for recalling this witness.
Much obliged, Your Honor. My cause was
what exactly is the reason for recalling this witness?
Merely to clarify on the citing, clarify the citing of Pradeep on that day.
Why you did not ask it in the chief examination?
I did ask in the chief examination. I
Then where's
just
the
wanted to
point?
clarify.
Then
for
where is the
board.
point? And then where is the point in clarification?
I believe that the witness was then confused in the cross-examination process. So if possible, I'd like to address that.
No. Witness was not at all confused.
Much obliged, Your Honor. That's all right. I can conclude the examination in chief. Thank you, Your Honor.
The witness examination, prosecution witness over. Evidence over.
Now we'll have the defense witness briefing. The defense counsels and the defense witnesses will be moved to the briefing room. The witness briefing will be for a total of 10 minutes. In the meantime, I request the judges and the prosecution counsels to please wait. The defense counsels may please wait. The court officer will move you to the briefing room shortly. Thank you.
Thank you, host.
The judges may please note the defense counsels have rejoined the session. With the judges' kind permission, shall we begin the defense witness examination?
Is availability of other judges?
Yes, we can resume.
Yes, sir.
Your Honor, the defense seeks permission to continue with the chief examination of defense witnesses.
Defense may please wait. Defense, you will have a total of 10 minutes for chief examination, and prosecution, you will have a total of 10 minutes for cross-examination.
Thank you, court officer. Your Honor, the defense seeks permission to start the chief examination of the defense witnesses.
Yes, you
Kindly
can.
wait. Is our other judge, brother judge, is available now? I think if he takes a break, then we'll continue.
So I think we can continue.
Yes, yes, carry on.
Much obliged, Your Honor. So, Miss Ambika, are you there? Ambika?
Court officer,
Defense witness 1.
Yes.
Miss Ambika, are you there?
Yes.
Okay. Miss Ambika, please introduce yourself for the record of the court.
I'm Ambika, mother of the accused, Pradeep.
Okay. Miss Ambika, tell us what is your family connection with Indira and her daughter?
Indira has been my household help for the past 7 years, and her daughter Nisha used to come to our house only when she had some business with her mother. Other than that, she had no connection with my house.
Okay. Miss Ambika, tell us what exactly happened on the day of this incident, that is 27th September.
On 27th September, I and Indira was in my kitchen till 7 p.m. In the evening making unniyappam for some religious functions.
Okay. Miss Ambika, what happened on 26th of September, a day before?
On 26th of September 2021, Indira borrowed a knife from my kitchen for the purpose of chopping meat, since she stated that she did not have a specific knife for that purpose at her home, and also promised me to return it the next day, that is on 27th. But she brought up some excuses for not returning that on the same day, and also told me that she'll return it the next day.
Okay. Miss Ambika, please tell us where were your son Pradeep, Mr. Pradeep, on 27th evening?
27th evening, at around 5:15 p.m. when I asked his father that where is he, his father told that he went to his friend Jose's house, and around 6:15 p.m. he came back.
Okay. Do you know Jose, ma'am?
Yes, they are friends. They are college friends. I know Jose personally.
Okay, ma'am. That's it for the chief.
Your Honors, the counsel seeks permission to cross-examine Ambika.
Continue.
Much obliged, Your Honors. Miss Ambika, could you tell the court as to what was the religious function which was to be held in your house?
It was a religious function in our temple, our family temple.
Okay, your family temple. So could you tell the court was every member of your family was present that day in the house?
Yes.
Okay, so was Pradeep also there in the house?
Yes.
Okay, from morning to evening, was he there present at the house?
No, we were making unniyappam for the evening.
No, till the evening, but before, in the afternoon and the morning, was Pradeep there at your house or not?
I didn't notice that.
But still you would have an assumption as to where your son is.
No, I have given him his freedom and I don't interfere in his things. So
Okay.
I was in the kitchen. I was in the kitchen. I was busy.
Okay, so could you tell the court about as to what do you think about in Pradeep and Nisha? Do you know something about them?
Pradeep and Nisha, they are both are science students, and since we all our family members know that Nisha is from a poor financial background, and Nisha is not having that much financial capability to take tuitions, so Pradeep used to help Nisha in her studies.
Okay, so could you tell the court the clothes, the color of the clothes which Pradeep was wearing that day?
I'm not, I didn't, while he came back, I didn't notice him properly. He just gave me voice that he came home. I just,
Okay.
I don't
So you
properly,
didn't saw his clothes that day, right?
no, I don't properly remember.
Okay,
It
you
was
don't remember.
the casual clothes that
So
he wears.
did you see him that day when he arrived, or only from the voice you knew that he has entered the house?
Yeah, I don't,
At what time did he enter the house?
around 6:15 p.m.
Around 6:15 p.m.
Yeah.
Okay. Could you tell the court as to where is the banana plantation
We have
from
a
your
banana
house?
plantation behind our house.
Okay, so it is owned by you, right?
It is?
So
Sorry?
banana plantation belongs to you, right?
Yes, it belongs to my husband.
Okay, point to be noted, my lord. Further, could you tell the court about Josh? Do you know Josh?
Yes, I know Jose personally. He's a college friend of Pradeep. They used to do combined studies.
Okay, could you tell the court, have you ever met Jews?
Yes, I have met Jose once or twice when I went.
Have Jews ever come to your house?
He comes to our house
Okay.
during special occasions.
Okay. Have you ever visited Joe's house, or do you know where does he live?
No, I haven't visited Jose's house, but I know the place where he lives.
You could state before the court. Where does he live?
He lives nearby.
Nearby.
Yeah.
The next one.
The next town.
The next town.
The next.
Could you tell?
It's very near.
It's very near. Could you tell the court the distance between your house and Jose's house?
I don't know the proper distance, but the time is around 10 or 15 minutes, 20 minutes to travel in a bike.
Okay. So point to be noted, my lord, that only 10 minutes will be taken. And also it is mentioned that only 1 kilometer is the distance between Pradeep's house and Joseph's house. Could you tell the court?
Objection. The witness did not state that the distance was 1 kilometer. It was just stated that it was nearby.
No, so it is as per the fact it is 1 kilometer. So her testimony is doubtful. Could you tell the court, Ambika, that how did you know that Pradeep was at Joseph's house? Did he himself told you?
I got this information from his father when I asked him.
Okay, so he by himself he didn't told you. You got to know it from his father, right?
Yes.
Okay, so have we? Do you have any other? Do you know? Did you call him at that moment when he was at Joseph's house?
No.
Okay, you didn't call him. So you merely know that he was at Joseph's house from the hearsay from your from his father, right?
Yes.
Okay. Okay. Could you tell? Okay. Thank you very much, Miss Ambika. Thank you.
Your Honor, the defense counsel seeks permission to chief examine defense witness 2, that is Jose.
Yes. Yes.
Mr. Jose, are you there? Okay. Mr. Jose, please introduce yourself for the record of the court.
My name is Jose, and I am a friend and classmate of the accused in the engineering college.
Okay. Tell how is your acquaintance with Pradeep, and also please tell us about his nature.
We are both best friends, and he's very calm and gentleman. That's
okay. Okay. Please tell us where was he on 27th evening?
27th evening from 5:15 to 6 o'clock. He was with me.
Okay, that's it for the chief, Your Honor.
The counsel seeks permission to cross-examine Jose.
Yes.
Much obliged, Your Honor. Josh, could you tell me what are you doing right now? What do you do right now?
I'm a final year student in the Kamlesh Engineering College.
Okay, so you are in final year student right now at present.
Yes.
Okay, point to be noted. Could you tell the court for how long have you been knowing Pradeep?
We were classmates from engineering college, so approximately for 4 years.
4 years. Okay, could you tell the court as to have you ever visited Pradeep's house?
Can you please repeat?
Could you tell the court as to have you ever visited Pradeep's house?
Yes, I have visited his house eventually.
Could you tell the court where is the location?
Pradeep's house is a kilometer away from that of mine.
Okay, 1 kilometer away, point to be noted. Could you tell the court as to the name of the location where Pradeep resides?
It's Kamaleshwaram.
It's Kamaleshwaram, it's the town, but exact location where Pradeep lives. You are his best friend, you have visited his house.
Your Honor.
Okay, point to be noted, Your Honor.
Your Honor, objection. The prosecution is going into particulars without establishing the relevance.
Your Honor, the relevance is that Jose claims to be Pradeep's best friend and has visited his house at many occasions. However, he is not able to tell the location of his house.
Just now, you can ask the question.
Much surprised. Jose, could you tell about the banana plantation? Do you know any banana plantation near Pradeep's house?
No, I haven't seen it.
Okay, point to be noted. Jose, could you tell about the color of the clothes which Pradeep was wearing that day?
He was wearing a white shirt and a black pant.
Okay. At what time did he arrive at your house?
5:15.
5:15. Okay. And when did he left?
By 6.
Okay. Did he made a phone call to you before coming to your house as to he's coming?
No, we just discussed it on the college itself. He inquired whether he could meet me.
Okay. So do you both Pradeep and you, do you text or call each other on phone or not? Do you talk to each other on the phone?
Yeah, we used to talk.
Okay. You tell at what time at the college, at what time did you ask did he ask to you that whether he can approach you or not?
In the morning.
In the morning.
Yes.
Okay. Could you tell the court, was there any other person in your house there when Pradeep was there?
Yes, my mother and father was there at the house.
Okay. So have they seen them? Seen him?
Yes, they have seen him.
Okay, point to be noted. That's all, Your Honors, for the cross-examination.
Your Honor, the defense counsel seeks permission to continue with the cross of Lata. Defense witness 3. So, Ms. Lata, could you introduce yourself for the record of the court?
I'm Lata. I live in the adjacent house of Leela, who is a witness in this case.
So, tell me about your relationship with Leela.
We are good friends. We used to chat near our gates in every evenings.
For how long were you and Leela good friends?
For a while, yes. Would I remember
Okay.
the right time? Anyway.
Okay. Can you please tell us your acquaintance, yours and Leela's acquaintance with Pradeep?
Please repeat.
Could you tell us your and Leela's acquaintance with Pradeep? How do you know Pradeep?
Yeah,
basically.
we have seen this Pradeep coming to the victim's house when her mother is not there.
Okay. And what did you all do then?
Once we have questioned this Indira, the victim's mother, about his visit,
Okay.
then
And what
Indira
did
replied that they are having a brother and sister relationship.
Okay. So then what happened next?
What happened next? Then this
Okay.
incident.
Okay. So on 27th, did police come to your house for investigation?
No.
Okay. So when police came, what did you tell to police?
Police came while after this incident.
You can't ask that. You cannot ask that question.
Okay. That's it for the chief. That's it for the chief, Your Honor.
The counsel seeks.
Is this witness for the defense or the prosecution?
Defense.
Defense, Your Honor.
Defense. Very good.
Okay. The counsel seeks permission to cross-examine Lata.
Why do you want to cross-examine a witness who is in your favor?
Your Honor, we are.
Your Honor, there are some more things which needed to be pointed out from the statement of Lata.
You want to add fuel to the fire.
Pardon me, Your Honor?
You want to add fuel to the fire. Okay.
Um,
Yeah, you have a right. Do it.
Much obliged. Miss Lata, could you tell for how long have you and Leela been friends?
For a long time, didn't remember
Exact still.
anyway more than 10 years.
More than 10 years.
Yes.
But Leela in her testimony has deposited that she has been in that area for
No,
6
that
months.
question cannot be
Don't
asked.
ask. You cannot ask.
Okay.
Don't ask. We cannot
Indeed,
ask.
indeed.
Witness to witness contradiction not permitted.
Indeed. Could you tell the court, do you know Indira?
Yes, I know Indira.
Okay. Have you ever visited her house?
No.
Okay. Could you tell, you have known Leela very well, right?
Yes, I know.
Could you tell the court how many floors are there at Leela's house?
How many?
Please note you have
Objection, Your Honor. This is irrelevant.
Indeed, no, Your Honor. If the witness has known Leela, he would have answered it.
Your Honor, witness already said that she had not been to the home of home.
No,
So
that
how could she
objection,
know
that
about
objection is overruled. You can proceed with the cross.
So could you tell the court how many floors are there at Leela's house?
How many
floors are there at Nisha's house?
floor? Single floor.
Leela's house. Leela's house.
Single floor.
Single floor. Okay. Where were you when the incident happened during it when people were gathered there?
No, I was not at home. I was at work.
You were at work. What are your usual hours of work?
Yeah, I am a domestic helper.
You're a domestic helper. So were you there in the evening? Did you had any conversation with Leela?
Yes, we had a conversation.
Okay. Could you tell the court as to when did you complain to the police about this thing, your testimony?
That was long after this incident has occurred.
Okay, long after the incident has occurred.
Yes.
Okay, point to be noted, my lord. Thank you very much. You're very helpful.
The defense, do you propose to examine any other witness or is it closed?
That's
Your
it, Your
Honor,
Honor.
the cross-examination is over from the
Participants, you will now have a 5 minutes break to prepare your arguments. If everyone is ready, shall we resume the session?
We shall.
Thank you, sir. Is the prosecution team ready? Prosecution, am I audible?
Hello, yes, we'll just be starting.
Each team will have 15 minutes for their arguments. At the end of 12th minute, the court officer will intimate the same. The prosecution may proceed with their arguments.
Honorable bench, the counsel seeks permission to present the arguments.
Yes.
Much obliged. Your Honors, in the present matter, no substantive evidence has been given by the defense as to prove that the accused Pradeep Damodaran was not there at the crime scene. Your Honors, in the present matter, we have provided the prosecution through the help of the investigation by the police, have given facts, evidences, and witnesses in order to corroborate and to strengthen the circumstances which led to the commission of this crime. Your Honor, from the investigation, it has been known that a knife has been recovered from the backside of the window, which is a place from where the accused has ran away. And on the knife, there was an inscription called DD. It has been identified by Ashokan, who is a knife maker, that he has made this knife for the businessman D. Damodaran. Your Honors, the knife has been found in presence of two independent witnesses, and therefore it is an admissible piece of evidence before this honorable bench. Your Honors, further, the testimony given by Leela. Leela is the one who has seen the accused entering the house, which in her statement she mentioned in the chief as well as his cross that she saw the accused entering the house as well as leaving the house. Your Honors, in the present matter, her testimony should also be relied upon that at 5:15.
I would like to interfere. Which witness deposed that accused entered the house and left the house?
Your Honor, it has been deposed by Leela.
Accused.
Indeed, Your Honor, it has been deposed by Leela that
one guy entered and one guy left the house from the backside. But he was not identified as the accused, right?
Indeed, Your Honor, that is why Leela, on 1st October, there was a test identification parade which was conducted in the presence of a judicial class magistrate, and where all the accused wore similar clothes, that is white, that is a yellow T-shirt and blue pants, and in presence there was no other policeman, and therefore in the TIP she identified exactly the fourth person from the left as to be the accused, who is Pradeep Damodaran in the present matter, and she have never seen him before. And
the witness never deposed before the court, right? About the identification.
Your Honor, this has been deposed by the Leela in her statement under section 161, and also regarding the TIP, in chief examination, we had asked her, and she identified that yes, she had seen the person from the left in a parade.
Under what provision of law it is evidence? That is what he is asking.
Apologies.
Under what provision of law it is admissible in evidence?
Your Honor, it is admissible under section 161. Apart from it, the oral evidence.
No, 162 there is a part.
Your Honor, how it is related to the signature. However, the prosecution can use it as an evidence.
That is statement under section 162.
Indeed, Your Honor.
Be asked for any purpose other than for the purpose of a contradiction.
Your Honor, section 1.
You cannot touch the 162 statement. You are a prosecution counsel.
Much obliged.
And the TA parade is also a part of investigation. You cannot touch it. That is not evidence. We will not look into that. No court will.
Your Honor, much obliged. Under section 162, there is a provision that if any statement cannot be forced to be signed upon. Further, however, if any statement has been made, it could be presented by the prosecution before the court for its perusal, along with the corroboration.
Along with the corroboration. How did he, during the examination of the witness, you never use that statement? It has to be brought in as a substantive. You have to ask the witness, isn't it?
Apologies, Your Honor.
And how do you ask the witness? Only when the witness has been cross-examined and a contradiction has been brought in, only to that extent you can test the statement.
Your Honor, however, in the whole cross-examination,
that did not take place in the trial at all.
Your Honor, however,
That is why you
during
asked that question.
Your Honor, however,
You
during
cannot
the
touch this evidence. This evidence cannot be looked into.
Your Honor,
You are relying on 161 and TA parade, my friend, is not possible.
Your Honor, however, there is corroboration along with the statement given by Leela at
No, it's not
5:05
corroboration. It's not evidence. Sorry.
Your Honor, a phone call was made at 5:05 by the accused, which was attended by Nisha. And after 10 minutes, she saw the person entering the house at 5:15. And the distance between their house is only 1 kilometer, which gives a direct link between the phone call and the witness.
So therefore, what exactly is the theory that you're trying to bring in?
Your Honor, the theory is very simple that a
no,
knife
what
has...
the apex could say about this? I am not asking your words. Tell me what the apex could say about
Your
this,
Honor,
this position of evidence.
Your Honor, the
category of evidence. How does the apex court say?
Your Honor, the apex court at many instances have stated that the statement under section 161 has to be corroborated.
No, to the point. If you don't answer to the point, then shift on to the next point. Don't waste time.
Your Honor, the apex court has...
proceed to the next point.
Much obliged. Your Honor, so the clothes which Leela in her deposition had answered is that he was wearing a yellow t-shirt and a blue pant, which matches with those which found on the recovery. Your Honor, also a confession statement has been made.
Did you identify the clothes in the court as the same that which she saw when the accused was allegedly found entering the house and leaving the house?
Your Honor, the clothes...
Did you do that during the chief examination?
Indeed, Your Honor, it was done during the chief examination as to whether she can identify the clothes, and which she mentioned that yes, this was the clothes which the accused was wearing that day.
I think it was not done.
Pardon?
I think it was not done, sir.
If it is not done, if it is done, you cannot touch it. What is that to show that it is the very same cloth that is exhibited in the court was the same cloth that the accused was allegedly wearing when he went inside the house?
Your Honor,
there is not a vital link in the evidence which you missed.
Your Honor, however, the witness has claimed that the color of the clothes was yellow and blue, yellow t-shirt and blue pant.
So many persons wear yellow and blue t-shirts.
Your Honor, however, in further course of investigation,
the question is whether the accused wore it at the particular time, not otherwise.
The criminal trial, is it not that much relevant? That is identification of the clothes won by the accused. And in the court also the identification, is it not that much relevant?
Your Honor, it was done through screen sharing during the chief examination.
Sir, you are coming into section 101, burden is yours, not anybody else's.
Is it not? Your Honor, that is with the investigating officer, not with this.
Your Honor, however, it was again done with Leela, who is the witness, and it was confirmed.
You just read that part of the evidence. Read that part of the Dilip Satyan pointed out that it was not done. Please read that part of the evidence where you showed the yellow jeans as well as the jeans as well as the yellow t-shirt to the witness and identified that of the very same t-shirt that the accused was wearing when he went inside the house and was leaving the house.
What of time? I think just we will shift to the next point. It seems.
Indeed. Your Honors, further, Your Honors, apart from this, there has been a confession made by the accused in the present matter to the police, on the basis of which
Don't talk about the confession made by the accused in the court, please.
Yes.
Your Honors,
is it valid? Is it legally admissible in the court? Any
Your
confession
Honors,
made by the accused?
Your Honor, section 25 and 26 do prohibit it. However, there is an exception under section 27 which says that if...
But here under what provision, in fact, just you have recovered the clothes?
Your Honor, the confession was made by the accused to the police, and due to section 27, which says that if any statement is given to the police, and on the basis of such statement, the police finds or recovers any material, any object, then that part of the confession statement shall be admissible before this court, Your Honor.
But the investigating officer has not spoken to that particular piece of evidence in the court herein.
Your Honors, it has been presented, and during the screen share, it has been marked by...
Dear prosecutor, unless and until the investigating officer has just deposed before the court, it is not absolutely, it is raised, and you cannot just make use of that piece of evidence.
The discourse statement. Reading the discovery.
Your Honors, apart from it, the counsel would like to humbly plead before this honorable bench that apart from the investigation officer's statement, there have been two independent witnesses who were present during the recovery, namely Stephen, who is a ward councillor member, and Rajappan. So
they don't prove the discourse statement. They prove only the recovery.
Your Honor, Stephen in this court during chief examination itself said that the accused pointed out as to where did he hid the clothes, Your Honor, and that is admissible before this honorable bench.
Can you give me one? Can you give me one decision supporting your point? Just one decision. There is a square decision on this point by your High Court.
Your Honors, with respect to the recovery.
Okay. Yeah. No. The point that is disclosure statement not proved, but recovery is there, supported by the independent witness. So therefore, what happens to the recovery? Proved by the decision is there. Okay.
Your Honor,
proceed to the next point.
Your Honor, I would like to highlight the case of Shamshad versus State of UP. It is a 2022 case where the court held that in the presence of independent witnesses, there was an.
No, that is on a different point. It's on a different point.
Your Honor, further, Your Honor, the objects which was recovered was from a place which was known to the accused and which was not accessible to other people. Your Honor, here in the present matter.
That's on a different point, sir. Please proceed to the other point. That's on a different point. That is right now. It's on a different point.
Your Honor, however, the statement given under Section 27 is admissible before the honorable bench because independent witnesses have been a part of the recovery of the clothes. And Your Honor, I would like to highlight Muhammad Inatullah versus State of Maharashtra, where the Supreme Court held that it is incorrect to say that when recovery of an incriminating article is made from a place open and accessible to other, it would vitiate the evidence. The judicial question is not whether the place was accessible, but whether it was ordinarily visible to other or not. Your Honor, in the present matter, the place as highlighted by
point taken. Next point.
Your Honor, as highlighted by Ambika, the banana plantation was their own property and was only accessible to them. And therefore, Your Honor, from the recovery, the confessional statement made by the recovery, as well as the knife which was found there, Your Honor, they all point out and through the DNA examination as statement given by Dr. Vishnu, which is admissible before this court under section 22 as well as 46.
Under what section of your DNA is admissible?
Your Honors, it's admissible under section 22 as oral evidences are admissible before this court. Also, since he's an expert in this field, so under section
22.
Your Honor, as secondary evidences of Evidence Act. Your Honor.
Very wrong.
Read out that section.
Read out that section if you have that Indian Evidence Act with you.
Indeed, Your Honor.
What is that section?
It is alternate. Come.
Your Honor, as per section 22, oral admissions as to contents of a document are not relevant unless and until the party proposing to prove them shows that he is entitled.
No, you were talking about the expert's witness. No, expert's piece of evidence. You are talking
Your Honor,
about.
it is 46, section 46, Your Honor.
Then you come to the point.
No.
That is also not correct.
Simple question. DNA analysis, you said we want to take it in evidence. I'm asking under which provision of law it is admissible. Which is a provision?
Your Honors, it is admissible under section 65.
65 of which act?
Your Honor, section 53 of the Evidence Act.
53 of the Evidence Act.
Indeed, Your Honors. About the medical examination and other things.
53.
Indeed, Your Honors.
Anyway, see what exactly is the provision deals with in criminal procedure code for admissibility, or it can be proved even without examining the witness in criminal procedure code, the expert's evidence.
Yes, afraid you to answer, Mr. Come on, tell it.
Your Honor, section 46 of the Evidence Act deals about it, Your Honors.
We are speaking about CRPC, which is enabling the youth people to admit expert evidence without examining the witness.
Both of them are active.
Your Honors, the council is unable to recall the particular section at this moment.
Yes, leave it. Let's switch to the next point.
Your Honors, further, I would like to highlight that the whole story or the whole arguments presented by the defense side is not admissible. Reason being, both the witnesses, whether be it Jose or be it Ambika, they all are interested witness in the present matter. Your Honor, Ambika's statement before this bench is inadmissible as it is an hearsay evidence. She says that she knew that he was at Jose's house. He was at Jose's house through her husband D. Damodran, and therefore, an hearsay evidence under Section 60 of the Evidence Act is not admissible before this court. Also, Your Honor,
prosecutor, you may answer that. See, you have a very good case that this infliction of injury was done by using a knife. But see, what has been produced before the court is a chopper or a machete.
Your Honor,
how do you answer? Because there is a big discrepancy between this knife and this machete or even the chopper. What we have seen in the court is a chopper.
Your Honors, there has been a discrepancy in the terminology, but not about the identification of the objects.
But the stab injury has been noted in the stab injury has been very clearly noted in the postmortem examination report.
The doctor was in the
PMC.
box.
The doctor was in the books, and it is a stab injury. I can just the exhibit P7 goes to show that injury on the neck was a result of a stab injury. This is what exactly just we have
Indeed, Your
produced.
Honor.
But
Your Honor.
see, what we have seen on the neck is not the jugular vein was cut, not by a stab injury. It was a cut injury.
Your Honor, the forensic scientist, Dr. Jamila herself.
Sir, did you understand? Sir, did you understand the question?
Indeed, Your Honor.
My brother Vinny asked you a question. No, did you understand the question?
Indeed, Your Honor.
And then please, what did you understand?
Your Honor, the learned bench is asking that in the postmortem it is written that there is stab injury. However, as per your view, it is through an it is cut. The jugular vein is just, and it is an incised injury as per the bench opinion.
No, that is not what he is asking. You did not listen to it. What he is asking is your postmortem certificate P7 show that it is a stab injury, but the weapon you are exhibited is a chopper. So therefore, there is fundamental inconsistency between the weapon. You understand?
Indeed, no, Your Honors, because
Okay,
Dr. Jamila.
You should have brought it out through your expert witness. That is what he's asking.
Your Honor, Dr. Jamila in her chief examination herself had mentioned when it was asked that could this knife be used, and she mentioned that the edge of the knife.
Time is over.
Your Honor, the counsel seeks an extension of 2 minutes.
Yes.
Your Honor, Dr. Jamila in her testimony herself mentioned that the edge of the knife could be used, and that is the stab injury which caused an incised wound, and that is why the length of the stab injury is not much. It is only 2.1 centimeter.
Next one.
Your Honor, further, the alibi could not be relied upon. Firstly, the testimony given by Ambika is not admissible because it is an hearsay evidence. Therefore, her testimony should be discarded. Further, she is not aware about what color clothes her son was wearing and other things. About from it, Your Honor, the thing that the Supreme Court has an established law with respect to alibi, that it was held by the apex court that the plea of alibi must be proved by cogent and satisfactory evidence, completely excluding the possibility of the presence of the accused at the scene of occurrence at the relevant time. The court found that the belated and vague plea of alibi was only an afterthought. Your Honor, therefore, in the present matter, no other evidences has been submitted by the defense.
Gave the decision.
Your Honor, it was held in Dhananjay Chatterjee versus State of West Bengal.
Citation.
Pardon, Your Lordship?
Citation.
Your Lordship, it is a 1994 case. However, in
1994.
Apologies, Your Honor.
Give the citation. 1994.
1994 to SCC 520.
SCC 520.
Okay.
Indeed, Your Honor. Your Honor, further, it has been since the witness Alila has came to scene that he was there at last. He was seen with Ambika. Therefore, the burden of proof as to whether he was at any other place lies upon him, and the burden of plea alibi has not been discharged properly. And there is a very strict view of the apex court on the plea of alibi, and there is no other corroborative evidence which suggests as to whether the accused Pradeep Damodaran was there with and Jose or not. Your Honor, further, I would like to highlight that in the case of Gurdeep Singh versus State, which is a 2022 case.
Note your allotted time is over.
Okay, then go to the other side.
Your Honor, therefore, Your Honor just seeks extension for the prayer.
Okay, last portion, prayer portion.
Yes, come to the prayer, sir.
Your Honor, in the light of the facts of this case, issues raised, argument advanced, chief examination and cross-examination, the counsel on behalf of the prosecution humbly pleads before the Honorable District Court of Ernakulam to kindly adjudge and declare that accused Pradeep Damodaran is liable for murder under section 300 and 302 of IPC and shall be served with the harshest of punishment and or pass any other order or judgment which the bench may deem fit in the best interest of justice, equity and good conscience. And for this act of kindness, the counsel shall, as in duty bound, forever pray. It was a pleasure arguing before this honorable bench. Much obliged.
Thank you.
When you come to the court again, please try to distinguish between the district court and sessions court, okay?
The defense may proceed with their arguments.
May it please the court, Your Honor, opposing counsel. This case is about the prosecution who rushed through their investigation. In the bare beginning of their investigation of this case, haphazardly rushed, and just like any other rushed assignment, their case is ripped with few errors. In the foremost, there is no evidence that was brought up before this bench to prove beyond reasonable doubt. The prosecution relied on the sole evidence of the inscription DD on the knife and picked Pradeep to soothe the narrative. The heroic police unraveled the mystery of a rich boy who killed a poor maid's daughter, saved the whole town just in a matter of few days. Sounds good for a fast promotion. Sounds interesting for a narrative to become a hot topic and also a talk of the town. My client Pradeep has no burden of proof to prove anything. All the proof has to come from the prosecution and they have to prove in front of the court beyond reasonable doubt under section 1 or
Next point. Agree. It's fundamental law.
Under section
law.
Yes, Honor. They have to prove every element of this case, not one, not two, not
So you
17.
point out the areas where they have failed. Come on.
Yes, Your Honor. So Pradeep is a good person, a hard-working person with a bright future of him. He is in the final year, coming from an honorable family. He used to tutor Nisha with her studies.
This is a family court. This is a criminal court.
You come to the point.
Your Honor, we will say you what exactly happened on the day. On 27th, Pradeep was in Joe's house till 6. And after that, he went to Nisha's home because, as usual, to solve few problems to her. And when he reached Nisha's home, she was already dead in a pool of blood.
So you are saying that your case is sort of alibi. Okay.
Alibi.
And he was traumatized like any prudent man would.
Your case is alibi, isn't it?
Yes, Your Honor. So to ascertain whether she's alive or dead, he went to check her. And that's how he got the blood on his clothes. Upon realizing that he would be framed for death of Nisha, he got anxious and rushed to the window out of the place, so not to invite any unnecessary suspicion. So,
Could you repeat under what circumstances the blood stain was there on his shirt?
He went near the deceased to ascertain whether she's alive or dead, Your Honor, and that's my client Pradeep.
Pradeep, so you admit that the Pradeep was there in the vicinity of this scene of crime?
Yes, but after she's already dead, Your Honor. He went around 6 o'clock.
But see, your defense is alibi, no?
Yes, Your Honor. He was not there when the crime was taking place. He went after that.
And the distance is hardly 1 kilometer between the scene of occurrence and his house.
No, Your Honor. He came from Joe's house, Your Honor. He came directly from Joe's house. Your Honor, if you may permit, I'll share the compendium for cases for your reference, Your Honor.
No, you argue.
Thank you, Your Honor. In the case of Rana Pratap versus others versus state of Haryana, it was said that every person who witnesses a crime reacts in his own way. Some are stunned, some become speechless, and some are rooted in the same spot. Some others run away to keep themselves as far as possible from the spot as possible. And in the case of Dinesh, Botakur was a state of...
How does this decision help you? You explain that.
Yes, Your Honor. I'm going to explain.
What is the point you are arguing?
Yes.
The decision we can also read. Just tell me how we are applying the decision to your case.
Yes, Your Honor. That's why Pradeep rushed from that place, because he was afraid. That his whole career came in front of his house. He was so afraid that his whole career will be jeopardized if he gets, in this situation. He gets caught. That's why he rushed to the situation.
Why should he feel that he will get caught if he is not guilty?
Your Honor, I couldn't understand your question.
He will get caught if he's not guilty.
Because he's the last person who, in the scene of occurrence, and he also because he also
has not committed the murder.
Yes, Your Honor.
The dead body there in the pool of blood.
That's why, Your Honor. That's why I'm citing this case. The action and the reaction of a person cannot be predicted, Your Honor. That's why I'm citing his case.
Which action of Pradeep are you defending by resorting to this?
Run away from the spot to keep themselves as far as removed from the spot as possible.
So you are saying that Pradeep did not abscond, but it was a particular type of behavior on his side. Okay.
Yes, Your Honor. So even in Dinesh Botakur case, this is only has been held that his conduct and reaction cannot be the ground for arriving at a conclusion that he is guilty of commission of murder, Your Honor. Another opinion is also possible. And after he reached his home, he hid his clothes in the banana plantation. And when the news of Nisha reached his home, he got terrified. Whatever he imagined would happen was happening, and his whole career came in front of his eyes. That's why he buried the clothes. And
So
in the,
you agree that you only just buried the clothes. It is admitted.
Yes, Your Honor.
It is admitted.
Yes, Your Honor. But the reason is he got terrified, Your Honor, that his career would be jeopardized.
You are not making any submission with respect to the quality and admissibility of the evidence of the prosecution. Go to that point.
Yes, Your Honor. But the recovery of the
on the contrary, in fact, the defense is admitting almost even the accused is almost near the scene of crime, and he himself has hit the material objects which has been proved here, etc.
But Your Honor,
what
he
we
had
can
done.
do?
But Your Honor,
even if we wanted to just extend the benefit of doubt, you are not permitting us.
Your Honor, but the recovery of the bloodstain close through Section 27 of Indian Evidence Act is not an incriminating piece of evidence, because it is an indirect evidence. The crime weapon was not recovered from the statement of 20. Yes, Your Honor.
Let me ask you one question.
Yes, Your Honor.
Is the DNA proved according to law against you?
I didn't get your question, Your Honor.
Is the DNA evidence proved according to law against you?
DNA proved against us?
Is the DNA evidence proved according to law against you?
No, Your Honor, because we are not saying the Pradeep.
Where is the burden? Then where is the burden?
We don't have the burden, but we have a burden to say that Pradeep didn't do it. The murder has happened. Someone else.
Let me ask you another question.
Yes, Your
Is
Honor.
it proved before the court that the yellow jeans, the yellow T-shirt, and the jeans under alleged recovery was in fact one which is fixed to the size of the accused?
Which is fixed?
To the size of the accused.
Size of the accused? So, Your Honor, I didn't understand your question. Can you repeat?
Is it his size? Who said it is his size? Who said that he was found wearing that?
Your Honor, we are also not disputing the fact that he was.
Then why do you admit that he was? Why do you admit that his dress got bloodstained? That is why that question came from my brother judge.
Okay, Your Honor, but we are saying he witnessed the house of Nisha after the crime is already took place, Your Honor, and he was afraid his life would get jeopardized.
You have to circumcise, cutting to pieces the prosecution evidence and tell us how the prosecution evidence does not lead you to a position of not guilty.
Yes, I'll say, Your Honor. One point, which is there are no signs of rape, Your Honor. So the mens rea, the part that there is a mens rea does not exist because there are no signs of rape or no signs of any cuffling or anything, Your Honor.
Good point. So you say that the motive is broken down.
Yes, Your Honor. The motive.
And you say the motive is broken down.
Yes, Your Honor.
So why you say the motive is important in this case?
Because, Your Honor, they put charges on murder, Your Honor, for murder.
No. My brother that is asking why, and what kind of this trial is this?
Yes.
What kind of trial is?
Motive is important here.
Criminal trial, and it is based on circumstantial evidence or direct evidence.
Circumstantial evidence, Your Honor.
And that is why my brother. Yes. What is the significance of this motive in this type of case?
Your Honor, motive is one of the elements to prove that there has been murder or not, Your Honor.
And any Tom, Dick and Harry knows. The question is, what he asked was, what is the importance of motive in a case based on a circumstantial evidence?
Circumstantial evidence.
That's the question he asked.
And is there any settled position?
Answer him.
Your Honor, through circumstances, at least through circumstances, we should know the motive, the connection between accused and the victim.
Madam, you're not talking like a lawyer. You are talking like a politician. You answer him in the words of a lawyer.
Your Honor, I'm saying the connection between the accused and the victim is known through the circumstances.
Everybody knows what is the law. What's the position of law? That's what
otherwise you switch on to the next point.
The chain of events occurred is known.
There is a fundamental decision in 1988 Supreme Court, Submission's case. It's argued by Ram Jethmalani.
Okay, Your Honor. And also the credibility of Leela, the alleged, the identifier of the accused, did not act in her good faith, because after noticing a person who was entering and exiting from the back side of the door, she didn't care to approach Nisha's house, also, even after finding things suspicious as alleged by the prosecution.
See,
And Your Honor,
madam, let me ask you, how do you answer the contention of the prosecution counsel that they have conducted a TA parade, and also they also are having 161 statements in their armor to
Yes,
prove
Your
that Leela is capable of identifying the accused?
but
What is
Your
the
Honor,
legal answer to that?
Your Honor, magistrate
What is
was
the
not
legal-
examined, Your Honor. We cannot say magistrate was not examined. That raises serious questions on the test identification.
Come very short, come to the point. Magistrate was not examined.
Sir, and also the test identification parade is not substantive piece of evidence, Your
And
Honor. It's
everybody knows.
very
Come to this point. Come to this case.
to this case. That's what, Your Honor, the magistrate was not examined. So this raises serious questions on how the examination took place. He was not put before the trial, Your Honor, today. He was not examined. So that raises many questions about.
So how are you prejudiced?
How am I prejudiced regarding what, Your Honor?
Regarding you said non-examination magistrate.
Yes, Your Honor, that's why the credibility
How
of.
are you prejudiced, madam? Tell me how you are prejudiced. First.
Your Honor, and also there are few things about good identification and sufficient identification that is said in.
How are you prejudiced? Okay, switch on to the next.
What is the next point?
Okay.
Next question. Whether there was any presence of police or not was not. We can't examine that point, no, Your Honor. When magistrate was not brought before the court, whether there was police present in the test.
Same point. Repeating the same point.
Okay, Your Honor, I'll continue with the arguments. And also the credibility of Leela was in question, so her identification cannot be taken into consideration as identification of an accused for the very first time.
Madam, what is the latest position of law? First time identification of the box. Is it valid or invalid?
It is very weak in nature, Your Honor.
Is it valid or invalid?
It is valid, but it is
first time identification of the box. Is it valid or invalid?
That is not sufficient, Your Honor. That is what I'm saying.
Valid or invalid?
It is valid, but if it is corroborated with the circumstantial evidences, but here it is not corroborating all the evidences, and also 2 or 3 or 4 times of identification of a suspect are treated to as good identification, Your Honor, and they are said as sufficient.
Did you challenge it during the cross-examination, Leela?
Yes, Your Honor. We have asked Leela how many times she has identified, and she told she only identified only once, and no identification took place before the court today, Your Honor, as well. So the test identification is not proper.
Then what is the legal position of Section 9 of Indian Evidence Act? Yes.
Please, Section 9, legal position.
Section 9 of which act? Which act, madam?
Indian Evidence Act, Your Honor.
Just answer that question. I'll give you a mark. Just answer that.
What is the legal position of test identification parade?
Section 9.
Section 9
of Indian Evidence Act.
Answer it, madam.
It talks about the test identification.
How you are relating with your case? Yes, if it is.
Yes, Your Honor, go on.
Okay, then move on to the next point if you are not in a position to answer.
Okay, Your Honor. And also, Leela, in the cross, we have proved that Leela didn't find any knife in his possession, nor he saw him with the blood-stained clothes. And the investigation had many loopholes, Your Honor. The seizure of a shovel with which they allege that the accused dig the knife was not produced before the court. The seizure was not done. And also, Your Honor, many important reports, FSL reports and other reports were not attached to the charge sheet, Your Honor, when the charge sheet was filed 3 months prior to the investigation. All of these, and also expert witness is not conclusive piece of evidence. The evidentiary value of the charge sheet is very questionable. Your Honor, can I wrap up with the extension of 2 minutes, Your Honor?
Noted.
Yes, Your Honor. So the charge sheet itself is questioned because many of the reports are not attached, then the accused has no chance of referring to those reports which are not attached. And the confession which was made by the accused was in the police custody, was made in duress compulsion. What is the need
No.
of?
You forget about all these things because it is a well settled position. So you cannot argue those points. If any other valid point which you can just refute the contention of prosecution, you may just make use of this time. Otherwise, you wind up.
Okay. Come fast, don't lose time. Come.
And also call records were also Mr. Rakesh told that he has submitted the call records to the investigation officer through his cross, but those were not submitted in the charge sheet as well, Your Honor. And also the accused, if he really wanted sexual favors, he wouldn't go in such daylight in a residential locality with any prudent man wouldn't. And also, Your Honor, please note that Nisha herself allowed him inside. Any prudent girl who knows that he already asked for sexual favors even before wouldn't allow a guy as Pradeep when she was alone at home, Your Honor, without no eyewitness or anyone. No one stated that they fought. When they met, no fighting or no quarrel took place. They talked for 2 minutes and he then went inside the house.
One very important circumstances that the last call was from Pradeep to Nisha, and also your client's presence was also there in the scene of occurrence.
The reports were not produced to the charge sheet. How can we say it was just mentioned? The reports were not produced. That's what we are asking.
It is before us in evidence. It is before us in evidence.
Your Honor, the last call was made by Nisha's mother, Your Honor. But before, at 5 o'clock, Pradeep called to ask her about solve the problems for which he was coming. That's why he came, Your Honor, after being in the Joe's house. That's what we are saying. By the time he came, Nisha was already dead. There was no proper investigation which was done by the prosecution. That's why the real killer is still out there and living happily, and our client who has not done anything is being put into this trial, Your Honor. Your Honor, Benjamin Franklin says that let 100 guilty persons should escape, but one innocent person should not suffer the crime.
Don't argue those points. Don't argue those. Those are all fundamentals. Come to the point. Come to the facts.
So these are the reasonable doubts which we are raising, Your Honor. The rushed investigation, no signs of rape. Then how do you prove the motive? And also the eyewitness test identification parade is not credible, which we have proved. And also she wasn't acting in her good faith. Many loopholes in the investigation of non-attachment of documents in the charge sheet for the accused. Confession was also made under duress compulsion. All of these are reasonable doubts, and all of these reasonable doubts are enough. Even one iota of reasonable doubt is enough for our client to be acquitted on benefit of doubt. Your Honor, you have the
define reasonable doubt.
Your Honor, reasonable doubt.
What is reasonable doubt?
That's all the things which I've told you right now, Your Honor. All these are any prudent man would get the doubt.
Very sorry. According to the words of a lawyer.
Your Honor, there are no records of footprints that they collected.
No, what do you mean by reasonable doubt in the words of a lawyer?
Your Honor, reasonable.
To the next point.
And
yes, I think time is over now.
Please note, your time is over.
It's over. It's over. Time is over.
With all of this reasonable doubt we have raised, the defense rests its case, Your Honor. It was a wonderful arguing before this honorable bench. Thank you, Your Honor. Much obliged, Your Honor. That's Your Honor. I'll just end it with a prayer, Your Honor. So we ask the court for all the reasons stated. We want to find Pradeep not guilty and provide him acquittal under section 232 of CRP.
The section under section
232.
232. Okay, very good, very good.
232.
232.
Yes, Your Honor.
Where are you now? Where are you now? Yes. You could have just at least avoided that particular section while you were concluding.
Correct.
Your Honor, do you want me to read?
No, it's okay.
Okay. Your Honor, by mistake I've said 248, Your Honor.
248.
248.
That is still better. Correct. Okay.
248.
248 correct.
In CRPC.
Yeah,
yes, Your Honor.
Yes. Okay. That's good.
Okay, you just go through the section properly when you come next time.
Trial before
Yes.
Your
court.
Honor, it was pleasure on part of defense counsel to argue and put forth your views before the bench, Your Honor.
Okay.
With the judge's kind permission, may we conclude the session?
Yes.
Yes.
Thank you, sir. With this, we have now come to the end of third National Tar Advocacy Competition 2022. I would like to extend my gratitude to all the participants and the judges. We will have our valedictory ceremony shortly. We expect all of you to join the session. This is Lakshmi V.S., Anshida Unitan, and Gauri H. signing off. Thank you. The participants can now leave the session.
Your daughter.